morning. I had a message come through last night, and it came through in a very painful way at first, and then it permeated my entire body into my dreams and through my sleep. And our patterns, the root of the message is about patterns. The root of the message was about our bodies and our minds on patterns and what happens to them. And the emotions that we feel are meant to flow through us, whether they're anger or grief or sadness. Those are temporary moments to get our attention. But then there's moments like happiness and gratitude and joy and curiosity and, you know, everything in between. You're talking about one end of the spectrum at a very low frequency and action and emotions at the top of the spectrum, which means we're at our highest point of our highest, truest selves and feeling what heaven on earth is actually supposed to feel like. And love is at the center. And everything that we do is either a call for love or an action of love, an act of love. So what I channeled through last night as I look back at my journal was really around making decisions and deciding when to step forward or when to stay in place and stand firm. When we're stuck or when we're swinging between maybe past and present, present and future, past and future even sometimes. And it's this indecisiveness that we feel. And at the root of it, it's what holds us back from change. A lot of times we feel uncertainty about the steps ahead. You can't see it, so it's difficult to step towards it. Well, I tell you what, we have to see it before we can be it. We have to want a difference between our current reality and our future or desired reality. We have to want and feel this pull from where we are standing today to where we want to get to tomorrow. And we can make that time between today and tomorrow cost us years of time, or we can do it in an instant, in a second even. And that's this concept of time piercing that, I had a great teacher, went through his course for time piercing. And the terms never set with me until just now. So this fear of being out of our comfort zone, of failure, of not being enough, of not being capable, not having everything in perfect order, not being worthy of something, it's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. And we were taught to believe that stuff. And when? All the way through from the moment we were born, from the conditions and the environment that we grew up in, from the people that told us what something meant, our parents, and they only did what was best, but it was still an act of love. They were trying to protect us. Hell, we're even protecting ourselves with our own feelings and our own emotions. And, I'm not perfect either. There's no such thing as perfect. Perfect is a made up human word. Where did that come from? Man. And as human beings, if we were to just let go and just embrace and lead our bodies, our minds, and our spirits on the platform with a universal language that we all speak, which is love, imagine what the world would be like tomorrow. So it's really not about not being able to see around the corner. It's really not about, having everything in order and ready to go and a plan and everything in focus. It's about intellectual curiosity. It's about wanting and choosing and intentionally choosing and taking action to be childlike curiosity, to see the world, to understand people, to meet them where they are, to connect, to listen, and notice when you do that and notice when you don't. and notice and feel the resistance that comes up inside of you when you face those moments of change or challenge. And what do you do? What do you do? What does your body do before you speak? What does your heart do before you speak? What are your thoughts that you tell yourself that you stop listening to someone else and you start responding before they're even done or before you understand? So I look at my world, and yes, sometimes, I see things not from the optimal range. I have feelings and I have emotions and they're flowing through me, and I get caught up in that sometimes. And then there's times when I just sit and I observe and I wait and I see the choices that others make, because they're creating a ripple effect around them at all moments. We all are. We're all creating a ripple in what we push out in our energetic realm to others. It can be with plants, and plants respond. Water, you can see that in water when you cast a stone into the river or to the lake that's perfectly calm. And what happens? And they're responding based on what's inside of them, because we see the world as we are, not as the world is. Let me say that again. We see the world as we are, not how it is, because we can't see what we don't allow ourselves to see. If we don't and aren't willing to look into the shadows sometimes to try and find our way through what's there or around what's there, we don't get to the door or to the light. So try to give that some thought. Find your own groove. Beg no one for anything. Don't beg them for time. Don't beg them for attention. You are worth that just on your own. You don't have to become something else for someone else. Time is the most precious currency that we have. We don't get it back. And making the effort to do and execute tasks is something. Sure, it means something, but it's only one thing. Intentionally spending time to converse and peel back the layers of people, get to know them, have conversation, get to know their being in a dynamic, energetic exchange of currency, meaning time, and your energy is totally different experience. And it takes intention and focus. So to take action with a person versus taking action with tasks on a piece of paper that you thought of in a previous moment, which is not your current present reality, they all need specific intention and focus. But what's more important? What needs to be spontaneous and dynamic and playful? And what needs to be, not even needs. What do you choose? What do you choose those moments to be filled with? And how do you make those choices? Are you making those choices out of obligation and heaviness? Or are you curious and playful like a child? I love you all. Give those words some thought. They came through for me in a big way last night, and I was gracious and grateful and so blessed to receive them.